What's going on, everybody? NBA is finally back. Hope you guys all had a great All-Star break, and let's dive right into the slate. I apologize for getting this video out pretty late, later than usual, but let's dive right in. So it's looking like a really nice slate. We got a nice 6-game slate, which is like the perfect slate right after the break. It's not too huge, like 12 games, and it's not like a 3-game stinker either. I really like this slate. Lots of different ways you can go. There's some chalky value options, but I know I'm going to be playing those guys. Let's start it off at the point guard position with Emmanuel Mudiay. At 4.4, Emmanuel Mudiay is going to be a steal at this price tag. His price tag is going to rise really soon. Going up against the Magic, he is expected to start in this game. The Knicks made it clear that he's going to, even says he's probably going to replace Jarrett Jack. Knicks want to play the young guys now. Obviously, they're out of playoff contention, all that stuff. Emmanuel Mudiay has a pretty big upside, especially at this price tag. In his first game as Knicks uniform, he played 29 minutes and dropped 32 DraftKings points. Didn't get a lot of minutes in 2 games after that, but now that he's starting against the Magic of all teams, it's one of the best matchups for a point guard to have. 4.4 should be a great value option. We're gonna plug him in at point guard. Go over to shooting guard. At shooting guard, gonna go right back to D'Angelo Russell at 5.6. Price tag is way too cheap still. I mean, he's coming fresh out of the break. Right before the break, he started getting his minutes back up. Last 3 games before the break, played over 25 minutes in all those games. And I think he should be back starting in this one. I really think he should replace Harris in the starting lineup. Even if he doesn't start, he's gonna come off the bench and see like really close to 30 minutes. We saw the upside he has. I mean, dropped 42 against the Pelicans in 32 minutes. 35 in only 29 minutes against the Pacers. Before he got hurt, he was just dominating every night. His usage rate is really high on this Nets team. And this matchup, if he's matched up against Kemba Walker, I think it's a tremendous matchup. Hopefully he's matched up against Kemba Walker. Batum is a much better defender than Kemba Walker. But if Russell starts, I think he might get matched up against Walker. So I'll plug him in at my shooting guard. All right, let's go on to small forward. Small forward are paying up for the stud. My favorite stud on the day is LeBron James. At 11.8, LeBron James has absolutely dominated this Washington team, both meetings this season. The first time they played, he went for like 90 DraftKings points, scored 57 real-life points, had like 60-something the second meeting against them. But this is a great matchup for him, especially now that, he's taken over. It's LeBron James show in Cleveland. Playing about 40 minutes in competitive games. Fresh off the All-Star break, he should play about 40 minutes. He took 23 shots, 20 shots, and he took over 20 shots in all 3 games since the trade, which you like to see that. You like to see that he's getting rebounds and assists as usual. He hasn't been getting a lot of blocks and steals, but we all know LeBron James has massive, steal upside, massive block upside as well. So this could be one of the games where he just dominates and goes for 80. He's a cash game staple for me. I will not be fading him in cash games. I think you can consider fading him in some GPPs. Go with some other studs or just go with a more balanced approach. But I think LeBron James at 11.8, favorite stud on the day. I'm going to be playing him, especially since he's at home in this game and he plays a lot better at home as well. 58 compared to 53, so 5-point difference. So that works in our favor as well. Let's go on to then talk about some of the value plays. I mean, David Nwaba at 3.5. He's a great play. It's a great play. Let's talk about another guy that's starting with the Bulls going full on tank mode. Cristiano Felicio at 3K. It's against Embiid. There's a shot he could get into foul trouble. This guy has a lot to prove. In the offseason, he signed a 4-year, $32 million contract extension to remain in Chicago. And he has done absolutely nothing this year, just appearing in just a handful of games. This is his shot to really prove himself and justify that huge contract that the Bulls gave him. He's going to be extra motivated to play well. And at 3K, if he gets 25, 30 minutes, he should hit value. It's not hard for a 3K player to hit value as well. So it's going to be a chalky option, but I'm going to be, I'm not going to be fading him at that price tag. It's insane. And then finally at center, I love centers on the day. Once again, center is loaded. We got Joel Embiid going up against Chicago. Great matchup for Embiid, and he's under 10K, which we like. Dwight Howard probably gets one of the best matchups against Brooklyn. up against Jarrett Allen and Quincy Acey down low. That is not a matchup that I would wish upon those guys. I think Dwight Howard is going to dominate. I'm going to plug him in at center. But as I said, there's a lot of centers I like. I love Embiid at 9.7. I love Enes Kanter as well at 7.6. Big upside with him. Great GPP play. Since Porzingis got hurt, his minutes have been really stabilized in the high 30s or in the low 30s. And, if he gets some minutes, he should dominate in this game. It's a tremendous matchup for him against Orlando. Even though Vucevic is coming back, that should help him. Vucevic is a really bad defender, even worse than Bismack Biyombo. So Vucevic coming back should help Kanter even more in the spot. Magic are 29th in rebounding percentage. And his Kanter has huge rebounding games, like 20 rebound game upside. This could be where he goes for like 20-20. And we saw him have a huge game against Brooklyn in only 30 minutes, which is exactly why I think Dwight Howard at 8.4. He's probably my favorite of the bunch because of his price tag and the matchup, and the fact that he's playing at home. At home, he averages 40 compared to 35. It's just everything points to Dwight Howard having a smash spot in this one. I hope the $8,400 price tag scares some people off, but I think at that price tag, he's a lock for at least like 40 with 50, close to 60 point upside. I'm going to be taking that every day. His ownership should be lower as well, with people paying up for LeBron James and trying to fit in some other value plays. But that's it. Those are the 5 guys I have right now. Emmanuel Mudiay, should be D'Angelo Russell at shooting guard. D'Angelo Russell, LeBron James, Cristiano Felicio, and Dwight Howard. Just going to go through some other guys that I like right now. So other point guards I like in the mid-range. I think Westbrook's fine at 11.5. The matchup's great. It could be a bit slow-paced game, and in 2 games against the Kings, he's only averaged 50. Could be a testament to how slow the Kings play, but I think he's a fine GPP option. Ben Simmons at 9K, I like him a lot. He's absolutely crushed this Bulls team twice they played this year. One of those games was without Embiid, but one of them was with Embiid, and he still went out for a triple-double. Price tag is up to 9K, which I don't love that, and the fact that he's playing on the road, I don't love those 2 things, but it's a great matchup for him. We see that big 30 right next to his name, and Ben Simmons is never a chalky play as well, so I think at 9K Simmons is a great play. Kemba Walker's fine at 8.6 against Brooklyn. I really do like his teammate Nick Batum at 5.9, and that's a really cheap price tag for him. I think Lou Williams, I like this Clippers game. Golden State game is like a 232 total. I think if you want to attack some Clipper guys, Lou Williams, especially if we get news that Avery Bradley is out, Lou Williams is going to get more minutes. I think some of these Clipper guys are good if you think the game's going to stay close. Thomas Satoransky at 5.5. I like him a lot. Big time upside with this guy, and it's against the Cavs, who they've been better defensively, but it's still the Cavs. The game should be really close and competitive. And if Satoransky plays like 35 minutes in this game, big time upside. Z does everything. Gets rebounds, steals, blocks, lots of assists. So I like him a lot at the 5.5. A guy that has like 45, 50 point upside. I'll be playing him. Some shooting guards I want to mention. I already talked about Lou Williams. I think Nick Batum at 5.9 is a really nice play. JJ Redick's fine at 5.3. And then David Nwaba obviously is fine. Courtney Lee in a revenge spot's fine. Small forwards. Already talked about Ben Simmons. I think Aaron Gordon and Vucevic are on minutes limits. I'm not going to be playing them until I see how many minutes they get. Frank Vogel's not a coach that you can trust for DFS purposes. Tim Hardaway at 6'3", I think he's a good option for GPPs. Finally broke out of his shooting slump, and now he gets to face the Magic of all teams. And then I just talked about the Clippers guys. I think Gallinari and Tobias Harris are both in fine spots. Carmelo Anthony at 5'8", is really cheap. He's done well against the Kings in 2 games this season, only shooting 35. I think he's a good spot. And Markieff Morris at 5'4" is another guy in the mid-range. And then finally, power forwards. I think Tobias Harris at 6'4" is fine. I already mentioned how much I love Enes Kanter. I think Draymond Green's a fine option at 8K. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and good luck tonight.